Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
Hello.
Shalom, as Kalynn's people would say.
The checking of the mic. Yeah, I'm on. We're still good.
Oh, we're good to go. All right. Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody. I'm your host yet again, Kyle Ruff, joined
It gets
by...
worse every time, bro.
It gets more baseball announcer every time.
Goddamn time.
Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody.
You're not gonna be. It's gonna be inaudible here.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like
another 14
like South
episodes.
Park, like take our jobs, where it's like and I'm joined to my right by Matt Newland,
Nice to be here. Thank you for having me in the studio.
and across the
Lovely
table
as ever.
by Kalynn Smith.
Thank you so much for having me in your bedroom. Really appreciate that.
Well, when you put it that way, it sounds weird.
It does sound weird.
I don't
It is
want
a little weird.
I don't want your Kyle to
Yeah.
fucking come over here and beat my ass. So it's been
Come back from a
another
hiatus.
hiatus. Yeah, we just call in between episodes a hiatus.
Everything's
obviously.
a hiatus.
It's-
Doesn't matter how little a time it is.
That's true. I mean, technically, 10 minutes is a hiatus,
Yeah.
depending on what your time preference is.
You took a hiatus. When you go to bed tonight, you took a little hiatus from sleeping.
Yeah, I just
Now
laid
you're
down in my
sleeping
room, took a
again.
hiatus, and woke up the next day.
And Kalynn, we know you've been busy, so if we're boring you, you can just walk out of the door and not say anything. Like you don't have to be like, I need to leave, guys. I'm tired. I gotta drive. You can just get up and walk out, and we'll know what that means.
We'll get it.
Good. I really appreciate that you pick up on a hint like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Just walk
'Cause
away.
it will be extreme tangents.
She's just like, I'm late, and she walks out.
Oh, God.
So it's as the aforementioned hiatus goes, it's been some time since we last met, and some things have happened.
Yep,
that we
time's
have
gone
to
by.
recap on.
Events have transpired.
Things have gone down. Most recently was the latest summer schmiggity stand-up series with Sean, Patton, and Caitlin Cook, which was a blasty blast of a time. What'd you guys think? Did you have a good time?
I hated it. It sucked ass.
I don't know why I
It
keep
was
doing this
fucking
to
so
myself.
stupid, dude.
No, it was fucking
It was
awesome,
the
man.
least
It was
funny thing going
Yeah,
on.
Sean Patton's not funny.
He's
Caitlin
not- he's
Cook has
garbage.
a terrible fucking show.
Her voice
No
is
musical
her
talent.
voice is trash, dude.
Definitely don't look them up before they're rising stars on the internet.
Not creative. Neither one of them probably writes ever. I don't
Ever.
think.
No.
Just go
It's
up
all
there.
the same jokes for the last 20 years.
It's a lot
for
of
both them.
silence from the audience when they're on stage.
Absolutely. I got to tell you guys a story, though. So,
God,
Uh,
they were good. That's
they're-
all.
I
It
mean,
was so
that's
fucking
so
good.
fucking
they're
good.
amazing. They're both killers. So, the other story is with the Catamount show, which I think I told you guys both briefly about, but I got to give you a quick recap. So, Caitlin, we were originally supposed to just do Friday and Saturday at Schmiggity's, right? The regular Schmiggity stand-up series thing. But Caitlin hit me up ahead of time and was like, hey, I'm running this new special, this new thing she's trying to do, and before the Edinburgh Fringe Festival,
Yeah.
that she's a regular at. And she's got essentially an hour special that she's trying to do there, and it's like almost a performance arts piece on top of like her regular stand-up and like the jokes and the slideshow and everything. And she's like, can you find me like another room to run that at while I'm there? Because she's like, I'm just trying to get as much practice as possible. I was like, yeah. And so I went to Catamount Ranch, which is where I work at, kind of. Not like, I don't work for them, but I'm like contracted out to work there with the ski boat thing I think I've mentioned before.
I can never unsee that Speedo boat video, to be honest.
You're welcome. Say that into the microphone, though.
I don't know.
Tell them how
to do
great
that.
I look. Yes.
But yeah, if you're really interested, look up Kyle Ruff's Instagram and definitely check out him in a Speedo trying to pretend that that's a real job.
How many?
I mean, they pay me for it.
I mean, they do pay you for it.
How many like whitey tighties / Speedo thongs do you have?
So none. But that
I
one,
don't know. I've seen
I'm
them
actually-
in multiple
I'm
different
wearing-
ones.
I'm wearing those right now.
Yeah.
They're
you have
MeUndies. Hashtag use promo code SteamOatComedy at MeUndies.com.
You won't get a goddamn dollar
You'll
off
get
your order.
nothing off, but we appreciate it. But they're just like leopard skin underwear, and so I
Leopard
just
skin or
print? I killed the leopard myself.
Okay, cool. It's from
But
the
it's
hide.
it's that print, and I just shoved it up my ass like a Speedo for comedic effect, if you will. And then I went wake surfing and documented it for the internet. And you're welcome, internet. But so Catamount Ranch, the guy who runs the events there, his name is Zach Love. Shout out to Zach Love, friend of the show. We've been talking for a while. He came to one of the adult spelling bees like 2 years ago and was like, "Let's do events together." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And we haven't been able to make anything work. But I hit them up and I was like, "Yo, Sean, Patton, Kalynn Cook, these guys from New York, like throwing names around. Want to do an extra show? Do you want to do a private show?" And he like right away was like, "Yeah." And so we did a private show on Thursday before our shows. And so Catamount Ranch is a place that I think just to be a member you have to pay
$100K.
I don't know if it's that much.
Something like that. Who knows?
It's somewhere between $10 and $1 million a year just to be invited. And that gets you like the golf course and then also the private lake, which is where we're at, and there's like a boathouse there.
And the sex workers.
Mm-hmm.
And that, well, I mean, the trafficking of the kids is on the side. That's just how they pay for expenses. It's all business. And so they were like, "Yeah, let's do this private show." And so we set up Thursday. And so I set up, so like I opened and then Sean opened and then Kalynn did her headlining set.
And then Caitlin opened.
And then Kalynn opened, and then we closed. And they're like, "Where's
Wait,
the headliner?"
who's
I'm like, "Well, you don't get one.
No, you just got 3 openings.
You got 3 openers, and now we're unopened, and the show's over." But so we do the show, and me and Sean both go up, and it goes pretty well. And then Kalynn comes up, and she like right away is like, "Look, guys, I'm doing this new thing," which Kalynn is looking up on her phone right now because she has better places to be. And she's like, "I'm doing this new thing. I don't know how it's going to go. I'll just like give you a heads up. Like, just like be in this with me." And everyone's like, "Yeah, okay." And she gets down and there's no stage there. And so her first opening bit is her sitting on a toilet and like doing like this routine with sitting on a toilet. And no one can see it outside of the first 3 people in the front. And so they have no idea what's going on. And she's starting to do crowd work, but like they can't hear it. And so like it's already off to like an awkward start.
Yeah.
And then the show goes on and like it gets to a point where these old people at one point stand up and they're just like, "We don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, it's because you're stupid.
And it's like just
It's because you're fucking dumb.
And Kalynn is she's like trying to be like nice though and like play it off and be like, "Hey, like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean like trying to keep you up." Like, just like she's not like, "Hey, fuck you," like a heckler in a club.
She didn't want to pile drive the show.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna be
She
like,
should've.
"Suck my dick."
Yeah.
And again, it's a private show. These people like, I think they paid tickets, but like we already had like our thing ahead of time, anyways. Yeah. And then so it's already awkward, and some fucking people walk out because they don't get it, and then bats start flying in because they leave the doors open. And it's dark, and a bat flies in, and I'm in the back of the room. I'm running around with a server tray trying to knock this bat out of the door. And I catch the bat. This is while she's still doing her thing. I catch a bat. I corner him in a screen in the window, and to get him out, I push the screen through the window and like commando dive through the window to get this bat out, and then it flies away. And I shut up the screen, and I come back in. 3 bats fly in. That time.
Oh my god, that's
3
like a
of them.
cartoon.
So it's like they're just flying around, and it's like me and the guy organized place and Sean are all running around with like blankets and like trays and stuff trying to corral these bats out, and Kalynn's still trying to do her thing
Trying
in the
to do
background.
stand up while that's happening.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
It was a disaster. And it was like,
that is a Batman style trauma origin story for standing
Yeah,
out
no.
there. Just like you'll never be the same.
Caitlin's actually been fighting crime since that happened.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
believe
she
it.
is.
Yeah.
It's like if Batman was going to be a stand-up comedian, that's how like instead of their parents dying, it's just like my show died because of these bats.
These goddamn bats.
I mean, comedy has always been the best in its best form when it's an expression of trauma resolution.
Yeah.
And if only fat man had figured out that stand-up could have been a better option than beating up
Yeah.
homeless people.
If he would have channeled, yeah, right. Instead of doing karate and doing jokes, instead he could have been the best ever.
He could have
And
been the best ever. I
honestly-
mean, he had all the money. He had all the disposable income.
Oh
He would've
yeah,
definitely given Drew a run for his money. It's fine.
Drew. How come
Oh
no
my God.
bats traumatized Drew? That's
I
the
know.
real question.
Well, the more wild rabid animals in a show, the better.
Oh, the
it
better.
is. Yeah. So.
Well, we had a few Friday and Saturday night, I think.
yeah.
Oh,
Ayo,
yeah.
audience members. But no, we should really try to get some raccoons in there next time they come up or
Ooh,
something
some
like
coons?
that. Yeah.
Chuck some coons in the audience.
That's
Don't-
not.
And
don't
just-
know if I
don't
would
say it like
refer
that.
to
What do you
it that
mean?
way.
What do you mean?
I don't know if I would say it like
What do you
that.
mean? It's
Maybe we can release some squirrels next time. we
oh
have a
right,
show.
yeah. But if we just throw like a Wolverine in there and just lock all the doors and do
Yeah.
comedy. But anyways, yeah. So that was an interesting show. It ended up at the end. Everyone, for the most part, was really cool and came up and were like, "Hey, thanks. Like, ignore those fucking dumb people who are annoying." And there was one fucking pretentious chick who hung around and was like trying to give us advice and shit. And
Was she a white lady in her 50s?
try 70s. but yes.
70s. Oh, I was close.
This is catamount, dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're in
have
your 50s. You haven't made your first 10 million yet. You can't afford
don't
to
have
Or
a
you're
dragon
just married to
sword
a
yet.
90-year-old.
You can't afford to get in here.
right. So that was interesting. And then we go into Friday and Saturday at Schmiggy's. And Kalynn, you were at the Friday show. How'd you think it went?
Oh, it was fucking phenomenal. It was
You
awesome.
killed, by the way. You did a
Oh.
great job.
Everyone's
you.
talking about how Kalynn fucking killed.
Man's not mad
Every
at all.
Goddamn time. I'm not. It's funny. No,
I
but when I walked in
also-
on Saturday, I walked in and I was like, how'd Kalynn do? And they're like, dude, she fucking murdered, bro. I'm bummed that she's not here tonight. What are you doing here? And I was like, fuck.
And you're like
guys.
taking up Kalynn's spot, I guess?
Yeah, I was like, I guess I'm gonna do fucking 10 minutes of nonsense. 'Cause Kalynn just fucking burned the house down yesterday.
Oh. Honestly, I fucking heard that you killed too. So.
Aw,
hey,
that's what I
man.
was
That was like
fishing
the
for.
first thing I heard. I had to go to a very important engagement though. I
had a
to
prior
I had to go
engagement.
to a barn dance in Hayden, so it took priority.
Was it at your barn?
No.
How
Was
many
this-
barns do you own?
Was this at your house? You had to go to a barn that you just danced in your living room.
I did. That is actually what I prioritized in that show. No, I'm just kidding. I would have definitely come back and done it. Honestly, I kind of committed to doing that before I realized that the show was happening. And
Yeah.
I had made plans, so.
Was it a good time, though?
It was a hoot nanny to remember.
Honestly, you could have shown up.
Is it moving still?
You could have
Yeah,
shown
they were
up
tight, they were-
Saturday at 8:15 and they'd been like, I'm doing a set, and they'd have been like, all right, Matt, fuck you. Kalen's going back.
Sean would have been like, I'm out.
Yeah.
They're just the cuties. I love them so much.
Oh, they're the best.
They're the best. But yeah, no, I had a great time. It was a really fun time. It was a good crowd, although I have to say, I could not tell if there was a member of the audience that started crying at the.
Oh, you talking about Dumbo ears in the front? We should talk about him. So there's this guy, this fucking idiot, and it's right off the bat. And I think I've talked about this before on here, but we'll talk about it again. Is the dealing with hecklers, and like for the most part, like, and you and I especially have the same idea. Where it's like if a heckler pipes up, the idea is to just shut him down and be like, "Hey, dude, shut the fuck up,"
Yeah.
or like mock him, and this and that. But I always have a different feel hosting. Because you don't want to be like, oh, everyone just walked in and like I'm trying to set the vibe for the show, and the immediate vibe is everyone shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like so,
Yeah.
it's like a line to balance, and so I tried giving him some rope and being like, hey, how's it going? Like going back and forth with him, and it went nowhere.
just enough for up to hang himself.
exactly. It doesn't hang me.
Yeah.
More like.
While he masturbated. Yeah. it
Well,
was
yeah,
terrible.
I David Carradine did on stage, and
That actually killed.
yeah, that one killed. I did not.
That's why he started crying.
Yeah, right. 'Cause you just think about the Kill Bill movies and how much he missed David
How
Carradine.
good those movies are.
Oh, it's so good. But no, I just squirted a tear. But this guy was just a pain in the ass.
He's a squirter.
just
Squirter.
squirting it just
Goddamn.
across the room. But he was being so fucking annoying, and like we were going back and forth, and I was trying to be cool, and like we were making mustache jokes, but he was like this weird skinny guy, came in by himself, had a mustache and ears the size of Dumbo the elephant, and
That's
wouldn't
big.
shut the fuck up. I mean, they were big.
Yeah, it's big. In
They were
case
huge.
any-
I think it was
Big,
like
the Tom Hanks movie.
it wasn't just. I don't think it was the size. I think it was more the angle.
The angle of the dangle? Well, I mean, that's what I aim for with the ladies. He sucked. And Sean ended up shutting him down.
That's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to leave him for the headliner. It's just fucking tough when you have 3 more acts coming on behind you.
Right.
You're like, okay, I'm going to leave him for the headliner, but he's also going to fuck up the next 3 people's acts, potentially.
Yeah. It's a tough spot to be in. It's like, how do you navigate the waters to be like, I want to be inviting, but also, like, I want you to shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
So that's where I was, chugging dicks. And then Drew and Up did well. Drew did well both nights, I thought.
Yeah.
And then, you came up, knocked
He
out
felt
the park.
comfortable with the 5 minutes. He even told me that, too. He's like, I'm liking the 5 minutes right
That's
now.
better for him.
It's just enough time for me to do my fucking jokes, not forget anything, and then...
I mean, he still kind of does, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It kind of blows my mind how he still forgets things. I'm like, dude, you only had
He's
5 minutes.
so old, dude.
Oh, that's true.
It's
the
true.
dementia kicking in.
He could be
He's
anywhere between the ages of 35 and 75, and I would
With that
literally
beard,
believe
you can shave it.
He's
whatever
just-
the fuck you told me.
Yeah.
God, if he shaved that. He's just up there thinking of string cheese songs. And he's like, what
Yeah.
was my next joke?
Widespread panic is so awesome. Where am I? Oh. But then,
No.
so Friday was good. And Saturday, how'd you
But
think Saturday
Drew
went?
also went and sat next to the heckler, which shut
Yeah,
him
He
up.
did.
it fucking crushed that whole situation.
That was a good idea.
More
See-
than anyone's response to him. It was just Drew sitting next to him. Because he also looks like he could be a member of the Hells Angels.
He looks like a biker. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's kind of scary.
Yeah, he's kind of scary.
He's
yeah.
a fucking teddy bear, but
I know.
that guy doesn't know that.
I know he doesn't.
He's like,
And-
oh,
and
this
when
guy
yeah.
could have a knife
Yeah,
on
again,
him.
Drew's not a small person either. So, I mean, you don't know that he can't hurt you, but he looks like he could hurt you.
Yeah, he does. And Drew's like, he'll bite you. Like, I think if you got in a fight with him.
I can see that.
You
I
know
can
what
see
I
him doing
mean?
some scrappy shit. Like, yeah,
Scrappy,
and just
dude.
fucking, yeah.
Like, he knows he doesn't have the fucking shoulder strength to throw a hard cross. So he'll grab nuts and bite
He'll,
fucking
like sharpen
arms.
his fingernails
Yeah,
and scratch
dude.
you in the face.
You know, those old men fight dirty. It was a different time back then.
It was a different time. He lived through the Great Depression when shit was real. So he's been through a lot.
I've lived through like 3 Great Depressions. So.
Yeah, right. Well, the next one's coming up hard.
Yeah.
But
And once winter hits,
hey, once the great winter of 2022 comes. So, how'd you think that Saturday went, Matt?
I thought it was good. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I killed as hard as Kalynn did, but I did pretty good.
I mean, we can all just strive to be where Kalynn is.
No, it was
I
fun
just
as
broke
fuck,
my
man.
mic, so it's fine.
Killing this podcast, killing my
this
equipment,
podcast and-
Just killing
and
everything.
just killing everything that I own.
killing everything that moves or doesn't.
Is that a rock? Killed.
No, it was a blast.
Yeah, it
Saturday
was a
night
great time, but
fucking
there was
fun.
also the same. There's the same thing, front row, super drunk, loud person, but this time it was a chick.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Did she also have really big ears?
She had her
No,
hair down.
I couldn't tell over her giant fucking mouth that wouldn't quit opening.
Your face is still a problem. It's just your mouth this
Yeah,
time.
this time it's your dumb fucking mouth.
Like, I did the afraid to cook chicken joke, and she just yelled out, "Get air fryer. Get an air fryer."
That's right.
I was like, an air fryer, thank you
Get
for
a-
that.
You're like,
Get
cool.
a master's class in white.
Great
Get an
advice.
air-
Yeah, right.
Get an air fryer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think I called her like a walking Instagram or something, and
I think you did. Yes.
I got a cheap laugh. Then we moved on.
And then we
That's what
moved
you got to
on.
do.
And then Sean shut her down again and called her a. He said like, we're gonna run for president and you're gonna be my VP. And she was
Yeah,
like,
it was-
I can do that.
It was playful as fuck too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was like, "Shut up, you fucking bitch."
You dumb cunt, which is what she deserved, but no, he played off. You're really struggling with that.
I really am.
Well, we're just gonna watch you do that.
It's good on an audio podcast.
Yes.
We're just gonna watch Kalynn do something we don't explain.
No,
Yeah.
people can watch this.
Yeah, there's video. People can see you embarrassing.
This will be
Oh,
this will be
great.
our clip.
This is really
That'll
fun.
go viral.
This will be it.
This will be our first viral video on TikTok.
Can this girl unscrew this?
But
No, it was good. It was good to get back.
Great weekend. Also, I mean, it's always great to see Sean and Kalynn. They're the fucking
This
best.
is our favorite fucking weekend of the year.
Yeah,
No fucking disrespect
Every
to
time.
anyone else,
Absolutely no disrespect to anyone else, but they're absolutely our favorites. They're so cool. They're such a good hang.
but they're just fucking nice as shit, dude.
Yeah, just so
Sometimes
down
I just
to
want to
earth.
look at Sean and be like, "Dude, you've been on Comedy Central like 3 times. Why are you fucking?
Yeah, why are you
don't-
talking
don't
to
have
me?
To fucking, you don't have to riff with me, dude.
Yeah.
But you are, and that's really
you don't
cool.
have to like go out of way to be my friend. I'm no
Yeah,
one to
dude.
you. Yeah, it's wild.
He's like encouraging riffs. I'm like, dude, what?
No, it was encouraging riffs. It was
Right.
Very nice.
They're like, oh, we were thinking about this yesterday. What do you got? And me and Kyle were like, oh, we get to participate? Cool.
You're like, oh, yeah, this is my dumb thought.
This is what I think about that.
And then he laughs at it, and you're like, you didn't have to do
You
that.
didn't have to, you've been on Comedy Central. You didn't have to laugh at that.
You know way funnier people than I do, and you root for them.
No, they're the fucking best, dude.
The greatest. Well, he inspired me, too, while we were doing lunch the last day. And he brought, and it's so funny, and it's funny that he said that you didn't know this. He was like, you're the only comic I know who's ever been a male stripper.
I know. He told me that
You know what's
at
fucked
like
up?
3 a.m. at my house, and I was like, as shocked then as I am still to this day. I haven't really gotten over the shock, really. I don't know what the fuck to think about that.
We did a whole podcast about it the last time it happened. And the chicks who were at the fucking bachelorette party listened to the podcast and like were texting me afterwards too.
Damn, dude, you gotta get back on the strip club
I
so we
need
can get
to.
more listeners, bro.
There's some talks about getting the game going.
You know what's weird is
side
when
income.
he brought it up at lunch, he told you, he was like, dude, I let the cat out of the bag to Kalynn. And you're like, what? And then you looked around and I was like, oh, he used to sell ass. And I had no idea that that's actually what he was. So for like 5 minutes, I was like, wait, is that really the cat out of the bag?
And then we just kept going and he's like, wait, was I right?
Yeah, and then it took me honestly like 5 minutes to be like, oh, I was fucking right. They're talking about it.
That's amazing.
Thought they were just.
And
Also,
sold his ass.
Apparently, I've already found out that this is going to be my bachelorette party. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
allegedly.
Lucky you.
I've been like, I will leave.
Yeah.
That's what they all say at first.
You're like, you ain't seen what I got.
Until they see my hairy taint. And then they're
And they're like, okay, 5 more minutes.
They're like, all right, I'm repulsed, but let's see what's going to happen next.
We're already here.
No. Like, my girl's like, we know you like a hairy Kyle. We know.
Fair. I mean, that's been proven.
It's been proven. It's just a scientific fact.
There is precedent for that. But we were riffing about that, and he was like, you should write a bit about that. And I was like, okay. And then I just whipped one up for open mic, and it went pretty well.
It went awesome, yeah.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, no, I was like, my favorite one-liner that was, now I have 2 jobs that my parents can't be proud of.
Yeah, as now I'm an entertainer in 2 ways that my parents can't be proud of. Yeah. Uh-huh. So yeah, it was. I mean, it's so cool just hanging out with them because like he's always thinking and stuff. And even like after the first night we were walking down the street, and he's like, "Do you take tags? Are you cool with that?" I'm like, "Of course I take tags." And he was like, "Give me ideas on some different bits." And I was like, "Okay, right on."
Yeah, it was fucking wild.
The best.
He listened to your set.
Yeah, he
I was like, you
actually
didn't have to
paid
listen
attention.
to my fucking
I
set,
know.
dude.
Yeah. You could have like I think most comics who come up here are just kind of like, yeah, and then
They're on
fucking do-
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can I get booked more?
Yeah, right. They're like on the fucking thing, just
Yeah.
like, so the next show in Milwaukee, and yeah,
Like, you're
good
at the
job.
show right now, man.
Yeah,
Just
like-
enjoy it. They're like, no, I gotta do more shows later.
Yeah, I got business to do.
Well, yeah, he actually fucking listened, and he was like, hey, dude, that joke was awesome.
Yeah.
He told me he wished he thought of a joke I said, and I was like, I'm quitting stand-up,
There
bro.
was one. There's one that
I'm
you
done.
did that I heard Sean laugh. There's a couple where he was like, ah,
Yes, dude, that's it.
yeah.
It's like
Which
Lorne.
joke was
It's like
it?
Lorne Michaels.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
He
now.
told me it was the OCD one because he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
he's got bad OCD. He was
yeah.
like, "Fuck, man, that was
Yeah.
good." It's like, thanks,
How the
dude.
fuck do you shake OCD?
Yeah.
That's a good bet. But yeah, they're the best, and they're fucking champions, and we can't wait to have them back.
Not only are they nice people, but they're funny.
They're quite funny.
They're fucking
professionally.
I know,
hilarious. Dude. The way, I mean, Caitlin, that was some of the most creative fucking shit I've seen. Not only it's funny, but it was super goddamn creative with her fucking slideshow and what she does. You got to check it out. But I told her, I was like, that was so fucking creative. And then Sean looks like he could do 4 hours.
I mean, like we talked about this before when we did the last Desperation Day 3, looking at the poster right there, and during COVID times where he co-headlined and we did 4 shows. He did 30 minutes each night, and I'm pretty sure each 30-minute set was completely different.
Yeah.
At least close to it. And he did, from between the 2 nights this weekend, I would say half was different between
Yeah.
his nights.
I didn't
He
see
did
the
he
first
did
one.
the burrito dick one
God,
both
dude.
nights, which is a fucking
Fuck.
incredible
Okay,
bit.
as a heterosexual female, I have to say that's fucked me up.
It's so- dude,
fucking bizarre.
That is far too
he's like,
accurate.
women want this inside them? Yeah.
It's made me question some things. I don't
Dude,
know.
It's so good. And then
Also, I haven't eaten a burrito since, but I'm not looking forward to
oh
the first
boy.
time I do.
Well, don't eat a frozen one. That's for goddamn sure.
God.
But inside baseball there a little bit. But that was good. He did the gay metal band one both nights. But then
Yeah.
outside of that, especially the second night, he was riffing hard doing the one about like the sperm
Yeah.
coming out from
yeah.
butt sex.
Yeah.
He's like, it's possible to get pregnant from butt sex, and it was like a sperm's journey from the anus down to the vagina. And he
Takes
was
you
like,
on this
and he was like
fucking-
taking on the persona of the valiant sperm that like wouldn't take no. It's so good.
Like a salmon swimming upstream.
Exactly. Yes.
I wasn't
Dude.
even there, but I can imagine.
Dude, it was so good. He's such a fucking killer. So yeah, great time with those guys. It was awesome. And then in the meantime, you went to Idaho,
Yep.
and I also went to Idaho.
Yep.
I got to tell you guys the story about Seattle for sure, but first I wanted to hear your Idaho experience.
I just went and hung out with my family. You go ahead.
and you didn't do any.
I
You didn't do any spots.
I didn't do any stand up.
That's
No,
so
I tried to get
disappointing.
booked at my hometown in Boise, and no one hit me back. If anyone's listening, thanks for that. Thanks for helping me out, because I definitely reached out to some people, but couldn't get booked. I blame the internet for that, because I don't have any clips up. It's definitely not that I'm not funny. There's no way that's the answer.
I think about that. I've been trying to.
There's
I've
no
been-
way that's the answer.
I mean, it can't hurt. Like this is something that we gotta talk about. It like it's because we've been talking about trying to get more of an online presence, but like I don't want to give away a lot of my bits, even though it probably shouldn't matter because.
Well, it's
like,
not even.
no one
All it
knows
is
us.
now is fucking crowd work. That's all anyone
Right.
puts out is a
So,
30-second clip of crowd work.
I've been going through the last several open mics and taking all of the bits where I have crowd work and then cutting them up and saving them and trying to be like, maybe I can put this out. The problem is like 2/3 of my crowd work is all off the same fucking 666 bit.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's good crowd work, but it kind of gives away the bit, which I'm starting to think like maybe I shouldn't care because it's more or less a crowd work bit at this point anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just make that my thing. I don't know. The internet sucks, people.
Internet sucks and we hate it, but we got to
I
jump
mean,
on board.
That's bullshit though, because
What
like
is?
ultimately a band, you go to see a band so that you can hear them play the song that you fucking know.
Sure.
Why isn't a comedian the same thing? Like why can't you like I mean I get it, but like also seeing it live is just different.
I agree. I agree to an extent. I will say that like
I'm not saying post my whole 30 minutes, but
right.
Yeah.
But
No, I get
I've
what you're
seen
saying, too.
comics in person and I've seen their bits ahead of time online, and when I see it I don't laugh.
Mm.
But that's also like I don't know, I'm weird.
that's
Yeah, you're
true.
weird. You
Yeah,
can,
I guess I can just stop it
the
there.
sentence
Yeah,
there.
I was just like, yep, indeed.
I get it. No, I think it's bullshit too, but that's just the difference between fucking stand up and music. It's
Yeah.
like
People want to hear the hits.
they want
But
to,
it's like Seinfeld's
We have no
talking about
respect
that
and also have to be original all of the time.
all of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they have to listen all the time. If you start doing a bit that they've heard before, they've already listened to it once. Of course, they've already listened to that song before, but now they can just hang out and kind of hear the song and still enjoy
See,
it.
I wonder when you do comedy that is music, if that still tracks. Like if Caitlin's songs, which are fucking hilarious, and the fact that musical comedy is ever considered to be in any way different or inferior to regular comedy is bullshit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Every single one of her lyrics in every single one of her songs is its own standalone one-liner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And honestly, she delivers more one-liners more quickly than you would in a normal stand-up show. And I just feel like, I don't know, there was a couple people in that crowd that night that fucking knew her songs. And were literally
We're singing along.
Yeah, we're singing along. In the back, they were just like,
Yeah.
when she was like, I knew you were bi when I licked your pussy. There was like 2 girls in the back that yelled it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was Riley, but.
Well, I was gonna say, but I know that she did well over the pandemic. Kalynn did this thing where it was like she's gonna do 100 original songs in 100 days, and so every day she put on like a 30-second song, which is pretty prolific and impressive. And she also apparently is big on TikTok and other things like that, where she has clips of her songs and stuff, which like lends itself that way.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if people knew who she was. They probably know her songs.
Yeah, but that's her bit, too.
Yeah.
And so it's like a weird, I don't know, it's just a weird overlap to me.
It is
Yeah,
a weird
that's
overlap.
true.
That is a different dynamic for sure.
I think like I didn't fucking she came the last time she came, she did the song without the slideshow, and this time she had the slideshow and it was way better.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
Friday we didn't have the slideshow set up. Oh, this is a funny thing. So they actually fried their projector
Nice.
because they don't normally have a projector during, comedy and stuff before the bands. And so Saturday, the one guy, Adam, came. Shout out to Adam, friend of the show. Adam put up the projector to do the slideshow thing, but he forgot to take it down. And then they turned on all the lasers for the music, and some of the lasers shined in the projector and fried the projector.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's show business.
Hey, that's show business,
show
baby.
Steamboat Comedy, we wreck your shit.
Rain or shine, we're here to make you laugh
And fry your equipment.
real fast.
There you go. I didn't know where to go with it. Thank
yeah,
God.
I got you. So
Musical comedy.
musical
That should be your
comedy.
bit online.
That's honestly, it's very limited of a guitar player as I am. I've been trying to think about more musical bits because it's fun. It gets everyone involved, and it's a great time filler.
Also, you guys know how I feel about that shit.
About
Because
what?
I forced y'all to come to cabaret.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit different musical comedy.
I mean,
guess.
it's still musical comedy. How big is that genre really?
Well, I don't have a house band, I guess is the difference.
This is true. I mean,
I will say Cabaret, the one guy did. So Cabaret, for those who don't know, is like a local kind of like theatrical performance, like a sketch show, but it's all, for the most part, music-based.
mhm.
And there's one guy who does it every year, and he does parody songs. And the one that stood out to me was he did Carrie Underwood's, the like maybe he should think before he cheats song. But it was all about like being like a dude in Steamboat and how there's no women. And
Yeah.
he basically was like, the one line he was like, I hope the next time she cheats, it's still on me.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he killed it. And this is like some like 55-year-old lawyer in town.
Dude,
just
Chris
writes
Hammond
this.
is
Yeah.
He's so
top
funny.
top
dude.
tier. He's the reason I'm in cabaret.
Dude, he's
The
great.
the very first time I went to cabaret, he did a song that was let me ski, and it was like with a full 30-person choir. It
Wow.
was fucking incredible. And
That's
it-
awesome.
surgery is the answer, then PT. I fucking loved him, dude. Like, he's so good.
Yeah, that's great. No, there's some talented people in Cabaret for sure.
I want to do a cabaret sketch where I just the bit is I think I'm there to fix a cabinet and I don't understand what cabaret is.
And then like I can come out and be like, here's your Cabaret you ordered, and they're like, no, that's a Cabernet. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Um,
We start pouring it.
What's really incredible is when you work in the kind of job I do in mental health, and you have a very professional kind of persona you have to have at work, and then you tell people that you're doing cabaret, and all of them assume it's about titty tassels.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, when you first said that, I was like, oh, burlesque.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
God, they're
inviting
the
you all
same
to my
thing.
burlesque show.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Beautiful. That's what it should be. If we really if we really care about the arts in this town.
Pretty sure that was Super Fun Show / the belly dancing group.
Oh God, I don't even want to go there. We've talked about the Super Fun Show in the past. That's like Cabaret, but on crack. And I was lucky to have a spot in it. But anyways, let's talk more about. I want to tell you a story. So I did 2 shows with friend of the show Robbie Bernstein in Sandpoint, Idaho, and then in Seattle in
Yeah.
back-to-back days a couple weeks ago. And so like Robbie does this thing where he calls it the summer porch tour. And so he just has like fans hit him up and they'll be like, hey, come do a show at my house or like wherever. And he's just like, cool, I'll go there. And that's why it's like the porch tour, because they'll do it on people's porches, right? And so the first one was in Sandpoint, Idaho, which Sandpoint, Idaho, Northern Idaho, by the way, is fucking awesome.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable.
I told you it was dog shit because that's a thing Idahoans do.
Right.
It's like you know the same thing in Colorado. No, it sucks. Don't come here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
don't
same
suck
shit.
it.
North
Well, that was
Idaho
it. I was like,
fucking beautiful.
I
dude.
went there and I was like, everyone told me there were Nazis here. And they were like, yeah, and keep telling them that.
Yeah,
So they don't fucking come here.
fucking beaches and lakes and
Dude,
fucking mountains, dude. You're like, oh my
Incredible.
God.
And at some point, I'll actually put together the latest vlog episode, but I'm too
Yeah.
lazy. I fucking totally botched it on the last one before that.
That's
When
how we do it. That's how we vlog.
We vlog when we can. And but so I went from that, and that was just in these guys' backyard. They just had like an awesome backyard, and this guy who was just like a friend came out, set up professional lights and sound, had like a whole van, he was like a pro, and we had all these lights and shit.
That's Idaho hospitality, brother.
Dude,
It
telling
is.
you. It was amazing.
You're not gonna get that in Seattle.
You're not no, and I didn't, and I will get there in a second. But this incredible backyard show, had such a great time, and like that was like not a venue, someone's yard, and like it was super awesome. And then the next day we go to Seattle. It's this venue. It's a billiards bar called Temple Billiards. It's right downtown, right? And I'm just gonna put this guy on blast because he's not gonna hear this. But the guy who like hit up Robbie and was like, "Do it here." We get there and he's like, "I'm the only guy working." And we're like, "In this whole place?" And he was like,
No,
yeah.
in this whole town.
No, he's like,
Have you
honestly,
seen the amount of homeless
yeah.
people? Jeff Bezos is exploring space so he can dump all the trash that Amazon accumulates in space.
including his ex-wives. Oh,
I think women should form a pact that every single woman from now on that marries Jeff Bezos should do exactly what his first wife did: divorce him, take half his money, and then donate all of it.
and then be the
Eventually
richest
he'll
woman
just-
on earth.
yeah.
Yes.
Until like 40 women down the line.
Until they just cut him
We've
down to
finally
nothing.
just restored the economy to its natural
And he's
balance.
still only worth $30 billion.
Yeah, he's still only just like
God.
worth like a country.
Yeah.
You know?
He can only just buy Australia.
Yeah.
Anyways, where was I at?
You
So
were technical difficulties.
we had some technical difficulties. I might have stepped on a USB cord.
Oh, it was you.
I think it was me.
See, I broke the podcast. Come on.
It was. I still blame you, obviously. But anyway, so we're doing this gig in Seattle. It's this place. It's downtown Seattle. So it's like, oh, cool. We have an actual venue this time. It's going to be way easier. No, it's this one guy working there. And he's like, I'm the bartender. And we're like, cool. Who else is here? And he's like, no one. And we're like, okay. And like, this is a big ass place. But there was like a basement room. There was his own separate room.
Libertarians love basements.
That's apparently.
Okay,
That's the
just
only place
all.
that we can be
I
seen.
observe shit and just through what Kyle's been, he took me with him, and then what he's been
Oh,
telling
we were
me.
in a weird basement. for that show.
Libertarians fucking love basements, dude.
We like
And there's
the
nothing
cold and the
sinister
dark.
about it. It's just a simple observation.
It's we're strange folk. And well, this guy, I don't know who he was. I don't know if he was friends with us or not, because he pretty much bailed on us immediately.
It's because basements are more neutral to the core of the earth,
Exactly.
trying to always get to the center of things.
Yes.
So
We need
like,
to. We're not left nor right. We'll
Yeah,
be in the basement.
We're going to the core,
to
the
the core.
most center you can be.
So we go in this basement room, and it's a bunch of fucking. It's a bunch of fucking like random furniture that all looks like it came from like a garage sale, like couches and ottomans and like dirty shit. And we're kind of like, okay. And he's like, yeah, here you go. And we're like, so do you have like audio equipment? He's like, yeah. And he like takes us around the corner, and there's like a soundboard.
Never
in
go
this
around the corner of
background.
the basement.
Yeah, and then he stabbed us in the throat. No, so we go in
Hung
this
us up by
back
the
room.
meat cleavers.
Yeah, right. And he's like, "This is where they all stay." And then we never left. But he,
We're still in that fucking basement.
yes, I'm dead. And it was this shitty old soundboard, and we're just like, "How does this work?" And he's like, "Ugh," and then just like walked away. And so Robbie and I were like, "What the fuck?" And so we start like rearranging the room, rearranging all this furniture. And we finally get it set up so we can be in one corner. And then I go up to him and I'm like, "Hey, dude, do you have a microphone?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah." And he just like goes behind the bar and grabs this like wireless microphone that's in two pieces and like blows the dust off it. And he's like, "Here you go." Is that thing too much work for you?
It's the same thing Kalynn went through. I started to go through, and I was like, I'm gonna nip this in the bud.
This is not. I never.
It's
have a
because of
problem
this
with
Bob Marley thing.
You calm down. You don't disgrace Bob, okay?
No, it's just this thing's a piece of shit.
Oh,
But
yeah,
again,
these things are cheap and they're falling apart. But
no big deal. I wasn't gonna say anything.
cool. I just had to, derail the podcast myself. There's dogs barking at homeless people down the street. Just kidding. We don't have homeless people at Steamboat Springs.
We do.
So-
God, dude.
I
There's
mean,
a few.
we did until
All-
the gathering happened. Now
Oh,
they're fucking
God.
everywhere.
Well, that's
dude.
another table. That one. Let's put a pin in that one. So then he blows the dust off the mic, and he's like, "Here you go." And I'm like, "Okay." And I go to test it. Of course, it doesn't fucking work at all. And it's like 2 hours to showtime. And so Robbie and I are like, "What the fuck are we gonna do? We don't have a microphone. It's the only thing we need."
This is really the only fucking
Seriously.
thing.
And Robbie's like, "Well, I have a microphone, but like I don't have a cord that can go like halfway across this creepy fucking libertarian basement. And so we have to, he gets an Uber and goes to Guitar Center, which was like 20 minutes away. And by the way, on the part of like Seattle falling apart, so if you didn't know this, petty crime is legal in Seattle. They don't enforce theft under $900.
Purge.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
We wonder why
Thank
these
God.
cities fall apart. And then so he goes to Guitar Center, and while he's there buying this 50-foot cable, a homeless guy comes in and just grabs like arms full of shit and walks out. And Robbie
Jesus.
looks at the guys behind the counter, and they're just like, I guess that's his now.
Oh my God, dude, that's awesome.
That's
really
Seattle
cool.
will be. I mean, and I'll say this because I went to Portland in the last year. Portland is dead. Portland is a piece of shit. There are 25 homeless people in tents on every street corner.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's insane.
I grew up in Atlanta. I thought I was fucking prepared.
Dude.
I mean, my sister lived there for like the last fucking whatever, however many years, like 3 years. And that shit's
It's wild.
crazy. It's
and
wild.
there was, but I'll say for like the downtown
like
Seattle area
Hoovervilles,
was,
dude.
yeah, it's nuts. But the downtown Seattle was still really nice, and I only saw one tent total, which was mind blowing. But they'll just let that shit happen. You can just walk into any store, take whatever you want, walk right the fuck back
So
out.
if you're in Seattle, go to your local mom and pop shop
and
rob
them
them blind for
Yeah.
$900.
and just let the corporations take over because they can afford it.
$899. Yeah.
So, anyways, we come back, we get the mic, we do the show. It's a great show.
Few places here I'd like to fucking rob.
God, you ain't kidding.
Oh my God, dude, honey for like $30. You guys know what store? You guys know what store I'm talking about? Could rob
Not
that
naming
place.
names, but the only honey store in town.
Yeah.
What about the olive oil store, dog?
Oh my
God,
God.
that's another one.
Could rob them blind and eat very fancy for a couple weeks.
I got my olive oil.
You put olive oil in your top ramen, dog. It's fucking
Primo, dude.
Now you're going for a high five. So
I fucking.
That was so awkward to witness.
yeah.
I didn't know. I was just doing this. I didn't see you. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
It
But-
I
was.
blame me. So we do the show and it's great, but we have to buy our own 50-foot cord and then like tape it. He has to buy tape to like tape it to the floor across this whole giant room, and then the show gets done, and this fucking bartender guy. In the meantime, before the show starts, we're hanging out in that back fucking rape dungeon that he had, and we're like, hey man, can we get like a couple of beers for the show? And he's like, oh yeah, what do you want? And we're like, yeah, can we just, whatever you got, like a couple of like Budweisers, whatever you got. He's like, okay. And he comes out with like 4 Budweiser bottles and just like gives it to us. And we're like, cool, right on. And then the show ends and I go up and I get a shot. And I'm like, thanks for everything. He's like, cool. And he's like, so who's going to take care of those beers? And I was like, oh, you mean like clean up? Like we'll go down there in a minute. He's like, no, the Budweisers. And I was like, what? It's like, you're going to charge? We just brought 50 people to a sold-out show and your shitty venue that you didn't help us with at all, and you're going to charge me for 4 fucking
After I had to buy the
Budweisers?
Yeah.
equipment?
Yes, after I had to buy
And had to
equipment.
buy an Uber there and back?
Yes,
To buy the equipment?
yes. And this guy was like, who's going to pay for those 4 Budweisers and also the shot?
I don't know. Is it under $900, dog?
Yeah.
Fucking run.
I was like, yeah, right? I was like, how about fucking I just start taking pool sticks and I run out of here? How about I just drag a pool table out? I'll just saw it in half so it's worth $900. I was like taken aback. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I was like, I got it. And I paid for it. And I went to Robbie and I was like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? And he was like, whatever. And then,
It was the straw that broke the alcoholic camel's back,
dude,
dude.
but it's not even there yet. Not done yet. I was ready to fucking kill this guy. So then after the show, he's like, hey, if you guys could like do me a favor and spend like 30 minutes downstairs like cleaning up and like rearranging shit. Me and Robbie were like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
that's
and
fine.
if you can come to my place and spend 30 minutes doing my laundry,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool too.
And pay me for it. 'Cause I
Yeah.
just paid you for this.
Yeah, and you can have a beer
So-
out of the fridge, but it's also going to cost
Yeah,
you
but
$3.
that's also $10.
Yeah.
And so we went down there and I picked up all the empty glasses. I get he doesn't want to walk around and like clean up all these glasses from our show. I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do his job. That's
he doesn't
fair.
want to do his job, of course. And so
It's fair and
we do
equal.
that, And we like, the furniture was all just all over the place, right? Just everywhere. And so we like start putting it back in ways that we think make sense. And I don't know where it was before, but like
You guys aren't interior.
We're not. And also,
employees of the fucking place
Right.
that you're at. Like,
and there's no floor plan, by the way. This is random shit in a basement. So we start putting it back, and then the dude comes down like when we're done, and he like takes like a quick walk around. And he turns on. And he's like, it's gonna take me at least an hour to unfuck this room. And I was just like, I like looked at Robbie and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
I'm gonna go full Rand Paul on this guy.
Like
dude.
I'm gonna fucking
I'm
gonna fucking snap his neck. I'm gonna go Rambo on this guy. and like Robbie was just like, what do you want us, like he just kind of was like playing straight. He's like, so what do you want us to do? And the guy was like, what do you go do? So we spent another 20 minutes rearranging all the shit that we already rearranged. And then
sweating and shit.
Sweating. Yeah, dude, it was hot. It was a fucking musky ass basement in fucking wet ass Seattle.
Mouth is dry because you can't get a fucking beer.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, he's like, it'll be $50. I was like, but I can't, sir.
You can run your mouth under the sink in the bathroom if you're thirsty.
Yeah, right.
Dude.
It's like, oh yeah, if you want some beers, there's water in the tap.
Yeah, dude.
It was insane. Like I couldn't believe. I didn't say even goodbye to this guy. I was like,
What was the place called again?
It was called Temple Billiards. If you're listening to this and you know about Temple Billiards in Seattle, and you see a guy there named, what was his name? He has a beard. He's shorter. He's a fucking piece of shit, dude. Fuck this guy.
If you know him,
believe it, dude. The nuts on this.
egg his house, slash his tires.
Fucking
Just
egg
put
his nuts.
steal under $900.
Yeah, it's from him.
Shit from
Have
him.
10 friends each come in and each take $900 worth.
That's like $1,000 worth of things.
That's so many. That's like at least 5,000 things.
Oh my god, I'm not a numbers guy.
I'm
but
not. Yeah. I just do all the taxes for Steamboat Comedy. I don't know numbers, but I couldn't believe the fucking gall on this guy.
You couldn't believe it?
It was unbelievable.
He's wearing an unbelievable shirt.
I thought I was so cool when I went to Belize. That was like the first thing I said. I was like, better Belize it. And then I get there in every shirt. I was like, fuck, they beat me.
God, I'm fucking unoriginal.
I can't believe
piece of shit.
I can't believe they thought of this before me. Yeah, it was wild. So that was fucking, when you go on these road gigs, like especially doing the shit with Robbie where it's like porch tour shit, like you never know what you're going to get. And that was by far the wildest one yet.
Yeah.
I was fucking shocked by the nuts of this guy. He invited us there, and then we get there, and he's like, oh, you're on your own. Thanks for the fucking sold-out show, 50 people business. Also, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to tip you out. I'm going to charge you, and fuck yourself for not, like, complying to something that I didn't tell you about ahead of time.
Yeah. He was too busy doing heroin.
I hope so. I hope he does it until he fucking dies.
He won't.
I know.
Those guys never do.
He can't afford it.
I
mean, I hope he can with all the tips we gave him.
What a piece of shit, dude.
It was wild. It was wild. Where are we at? What time are we at?
I feel like we haven't even gotten to the movies yet.
No, we were going to do a bunch of other shit, but I feel like we've been ranting so long. I think we're over an hour already.
That's insane. What an insane
we were gonna
bunch
do
of
like
people we are.
We were going to do like 10 minutes on Sean and Kalynn. I think we did like 40 minutes.
Yeah. God, we're losers.
But it's fucking cool when you see somebody that's already good at something get better at it. And every time they come out, they just get better at what they do.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking
Absolutely.
dope.
No, those guys are both just apps. I mean, Sean has been a killer for years, but like Kalynn's obviously very funny, very talented, has been forever, but like this, she was on a different level out here this year. And I was very impressed. And that fake birthday show she does in Brooklyn, I want to go see it so bad.
Yeah.
Her and that her co-runner, is it Andrew?
AJ.
AJ, thank you. I knew it was an A. He's the original lead on the Book of Mormon, and apparently he's like an incredibly talented guy. So, yeah.
Fucking check him out. That's really the thing.
Yeah, if you're into comedy and you don't know who fucking Sean Patton is, you're an idiot.
Then you're fucking gay.
You're a gay idiot.
You're a gay idiot.
God damn it, Kyle. That's how he has to go every time. Just to
Oh,
make
what?
sure we never get more progressive.
I know.
This goddamn
I
room.
just swat it
working
down
us back
every time.
You know I don't.
We've had a good podcast. No one
Kyle's
said
like,
anything.
I'm taking it back. I was like, I don't think it's time to do
Oh,
it.
yeah, it's time.
We haven't said anything.
Me and all my homosexual friends agree it's gay. Also, did they quit recording? No, we're still going.
Who knows, dude?
It probably should have.
I probably should have. I was
Yeah.
like, even you got canceled by your own fucking computer.
Yeah.
Just auto
It was
cancel
like,
kicked in.
yeah.
Was like error. Do not say gay, Kyle.
This is fucking Florida, bitch.
This will
Yeah.
come back to haunt you in
Canceled.
10 years.
This will be on YouTube. There goes SNL for me. All right. Well, I guess we'll table. We have some movie reviews. For the
Yeah,
next podcast.
we do.
I also want to tell some.
Multiverse of Madness fucking sucked.
God, dude, that wasn't even on our
sucked.
It
Whoa.
sucked. I hated it.
That wasn't even on our topic
First of all,
table.
you're fucking wrong.
Oh.
All right, so we got three
We will-
movies to discuss next
No.
time. Top Gun, because Matt finally saw it.
Yeah.
And then Love and Thunder, and then also fucking Multiverse of Madness, which is fucking great, and you're high.
Not good.
You're.
Let's just do multiverse real quick, because who knows if she'll come to the next one.
It's great. The end. Okay, the music note scene was a bit much. That part was dumb and didn't make any sense.
More so than the rest of the movie, though. The
you
zombie
see-
and the fucking.
The
Okay.
zombie was out of
That was the
left
Ram.
field.
That was the Ramy shit I liked, and I didn't mind any of that. I didn't mind the action scenes. I didn't mind the horror influence.
So what do you like?
Did you watch WandaVision?
Yeah.
That's like a huge setup for that show.
Absolutely, it is. It's like almost, it's critical.
It's critical.
So
one might say.
literally, WandaVision did such a good job of exploring and like really looking at Wanda's character as somebody that like never really got much attention previously. And I'm sorry, but like one of 3 women in the whole MCU.
Thank
And
God. That's
now
3 too many, if you ask me.
two out of the 3 are fucking dead. So apparently they agree.
Oh,
Because-
Black Widow, and who's the other one?
Wanda,
Black
don't
Widow,
know.
Wanda, and who's the other one?
yeah, the one that nobody wants to fucking
Exactly.
remember because fucking
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yes.
no, I'm talking
Can't
about,
wait for
I'm talking
She-Hulk.
about- I'm talking about the one you're all almost intentionally forgetting about, Captain Marvel.
Oh,
I
God, that
know.
wasn't even intentional.
I know it
She's
wasn't
the worst
She's the
character.
worst. So what
I
would
thought
what
she
do we
was
get?
DC for some reason.
What do we get in MCU for women? A bunch of bullshit. Either a dead bitch that literally has no powers, aka the Black Widow, which I mean, yeah, you're hot. That is your only superpower.
She
and you
can
can like
interrogate people.
She spins.
And she
She's
does
spins
karate.
around.
She
She spins around somebody's face with her thighs, which
Yeah,
you're
which
like,
is
that's
sick.
Yeah.
yeah. Look at you, like yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking,
What's wrong
I'm
with
sure
that?
I'm sure it's sick.
But it's
That's
in
not
a violent way, not a
that's not-
sexual way.
She's angry at
I've
those
seen
guys.
Captain America do the same move. All right, so let's cut that out.
I mean,
I've seen him do it, and also I'd love to have my
I know. I
head
was
between
about to
his
say.
thighs.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was about to say. Like,
That's America's
Is that
ass.
not fucking sexual?
It's a-
I hope so.
It's a coin
Okay,
flip.
so then Black Widow, like, who I liked as a character, didn't have major problems with, didn't have major issues with. Fine,
I
whatever.
just thought about Gamora also, but then they killed her and then brought.
And then they killed her.
Yeah.
And they killed her.
She was dope too.
Yeah,
That's a
she's
fucking
pretty cool.
bummer.
Yeah.
But she's back though.
Oh, is
They
she?
found multi-universe Gamora and just were like, you're back.
Come on, why don't you saddle up?
You're in this universe now.
So okay, fucking also what there's just no women in the MCU that were worth a shit, and Wanda could have been it.
You don't think you didn't like her
Absolutely.
portrayal?
Wanda could have been it. After WandaVision, I was like, sick. We're actually gonna have a female character that is somebody that's like legitimately powerful, that could actually like rock shit, like just could
Well, that's-
actually be someone that you really take
Yeah.
seriously as an actual threat. Because sorry, I know that they try to make Captain Marvel that person, but it was such a
She's the worst.
She's
Brie
the
Larson is the
worst.
most unlikable person
she's such
in
an
America.
unlikable character.
I love
She's like,
Brie
I'm
Larson.
just a bitch.
She's hot, but like
love
I've
Brie
seen-
Larson.
Not only does she kind of suck as a character, but I've seen videos online of like coaching people how not to act, like to like make friends, and the examples they use is Brie Larson in interviews. Because you can see her in interviews like leading up to the Avengers, like with her with like Don Cheadle and Thor, and you can tell that everyone else in the cast fucking hates her.
Dude, it comes
That's-
through. It
She's
comes
such
through.
a
Cool, dude.
douche, dude.
Matt, who are you into?
I like Brie Larson
She's
for
very
sure.
hot. She's very
dope.
good looking.
I mean, I'm
Seems
not.
like she doesn't shave her legs that often. I'm into it.
You would be into that.
I'm into it. I don't give a shit. I think
I'll
she's
tell
hot.
you another thing very quickly because it's a general thing for cinema is that like men and there's like like
Oh
Men.
shit!
No, let me
Cal's gonna tell you something about men. All right.
Oh, I'm
No,
so
let me- it'll
Are
get
you going
better.
to man explain
it's gonna
something?
it's gonna get better because like research has showed this about like leading characters.
Yeah, research.
Men hate women, and women hate women.
No, this isn't the thing.
Yes,
I
it is.
liked Wanda at the end of WandaVision. What I can't stand is how they treated her in this movie. She had done so much character development at the end of
too
it.
overpowered. She couldn't be allowed to live because
Why?
because
There's
she's
other
too much.
there's other over fucking powered people.
Captain
like
Marvel and her are by far the two most overpowered superheroes in the MCU.
Do you think she? I don't even think she died at the end though. You didn't see
I
her
mean, you
die.
didn't see the body, so
Yeah.
it's like,
Pillar
of
fucking
course
land.
not.
She's
No
dead
one
as
dies in
fucking
Marvel
doornail.
anyway.
That's
Well,
fair.
The end,
They'll get her in a
she,
different
okay,
universe.
and this
Yeah.
is my point. She fucking didn't
She's
even get
grabbing the mic.
cut.
You
She
should
didn't
have
even
done
get to
that
die
40
on
minutes
screen.
ago.
This is how little they give a fuck about her
What do
character.
you want to see her
'cause she didn't
squirt
die.
and die and her blood shoot out of her bones
I
and
would
shit?
have at least liked them to address it.
Well,
Nobody
see,
even fucking
The
cared.
only one that could kill her was her because she's so overpowered.
Okay, listen.
She took on the whole temple of fucking wizards and was just like, I'm fucking 10
Which-
times Thanos.
Okay, this is my problem with her though. Literally, why?
That's
Why?
just,
Why did she go crazy?
Elizabeth
well, it was
Olsen
the whole
was done.
WandaVision thing, dude.
No. In this movie, what was her motivation as a character?
It was from Wanda. If you didn't
I
see
had a joke I
WandaVision, it
needed
doesn't
to
make
say,
any
though.
sense. But it was from WandaVision. It was her having a family and then losing it is what drove her crazy.
Baby crazy.
Well, that's a real thing for both men and women.
Her husband.
Yeah, but did she even look for Vision in any other multiverse? When she found a multiverse that she wanted
Ooh,
to
you
be
know,
in, was
that's a good
Vision
point.
even fucking there?
She didn't
No,
go looking for
all
Vision.
she cared about was not her
Was-
real love that really existed, but a fucking made-up version of two kids that never fucking existed, and then she goes and tries to take them, and they don't even have Vision as a part of it. She's
That
just
is a
baby.
good point.
She's just fucking baby crazy. They were like, cool, we're gonna take this woman. What's a woman's weakness? She wants babies so bad that she'll destroy the entire multiverse. Fuck you, Marvel. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm
But
so
also, that's
sorry.
kind of true.
You
It
made
was-
a lot of irrefutable points
Women-
there, but I thought Elizabeth Olsen's performance was rather good.
Oh, she was great. She's
Yeah,
such a good actress.
She's a good actress,
She
and
was
what
so
she
good
had
in
done,
WandaVision.
what she had done with WandaVision was so subtle and so multifaceted, and they did like pop culture references, and they made her a character
Yeah.
that was dealing with trauma, and they
Yeah.
made her somebody that was like constructed and deep and had dimension, and then they took all of that and they go, and they fucking just made her a baby crazy witch bitch. That just was like, I'm gonna find my babies no matter what. I don't care who I have to kill. Bah! And they didn't even exist. They were literally figments of her imagination.
That's true. But she
Fuck.
didn't know that.
Yes, she did.
I mean, not
At the
really.
end
That's
of
the whole
WandaVision,
point.
she absolutely found out.
And then she lost her mind.
No, she didn't. And then they just like throw in like some kind of fucking evil MacGuffin to explain why she went evil. They're like, I don't know, there's a book. And you're just like, cool, so she doesn't even get to have her own anger? Like you even took that from her? Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie
Would you
so
have,
goddamn
would you have
hard.
liked it more?
And then in every multiverse version of Doctor Strange, he's like evil, but he's the hero in this. But he's like, but there's this one time that he's not. Every other version of Wanda was fine, but the one that we get is the baby crazy insane bitch that then just collapses a building on herself because she gets guilt tripped by her imaginary kids in a multiverse dimension that she doesn't even have any business being in. It doesn't even include her own like true love. Fuck that movie so hard. The way that they treated Wanda, I will just like be mad about that with Marvel for a long fucking time.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I did, though, like, before that, especially at the end of WandaVision.
We don't get it.
Oh, I do.
All right. I'm on your side, Kalynn. We don't
I'm
get
not.
it.
One, I hate all women. And two, you're wrong. And three, they made her too powerful. Where I was like, at the end of like WandaVision, I was like, if she can do this, like, what are they gonna do?
They
with
could
her?
have
Here's another-
absolutely
they
explored
couldn't-
that in so many more interesting ways than just being like, we'll just make a baby crazy, and then that'll be her downfall because it always fucking
Well-
is. And then they were like, on top of that, it came out the fucking week that they outlawed abortion. Get the fuck out of here! Like, nah.
Well,
I watched it
WandaVision,
the same
WandaVision was her going crazy about Vision.
I know.
Like, that's her love about Vision. And in this movie, they're like, we're not going to do that again with
Well,
Vision.
or she could have just not gone crazy. I don't know. How
Are you
about
kidding
that?
me? She's a
How about that
she's a
for
woman.
a female character just not being like she's
But
hysterical.
bitches be crazy, dude.
But bitches be crazy. She's
Bitches be
hysterical because those
crazy.
pesky emotions they just get in the way.
Yeah.
And oh, those ovaries just
That all
really
checks
gave me
out.
a
That
real
makes
run
sense
for
to
my
me.
money.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie. I didn't have a problem with the action. I didn't have a problem with like the rest of the direction or anything like that. What I had a problem with,
The music note scene was stupid.
yeah, but what? I mean,
Remember
what-
how did that chick get up there so fast?
Also,
oh yeah, she was like
also
up the stairs in,
America?
Like 1 second.
Yeah, how did Rachel McAdams get up those stairs so fast?
She's not-
He
dude,
like
also America
he like closed doors
was a
and shit.
stupid fucking character.
Dumbass
What is your
character.
power? Stars? Okay, whatever. And also the fact that this is all their way
Oh,
of
yeah,
like
that
maybe
was
trying
so-
to wiggle out of maybe this isn't just totally sexist, but the whole point was it's a woman with power, and when women get power, they fucking go crazy.
That's true.
Like an empowered woman is inherently going to be
Yeah, so
flawed.
what's wrong with the movie?
Yeah, I'm not saying. It seems pretty realistic to me.
Dumb.
We gave Kalynn this microphone, and look what happened.
Yeah.
I've gone mad with power.
You're going baby crazy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The only man children I see are you guys.
Can't wait to rent your house. Okay, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Thank you. We went way too long. We're fucking around. This has been fun, though. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time on the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. Check out steamboatcomedy.com. The words for me are hard. And we'll see you next time.
On
Thank
the
you.
podcast
On
and
the
the
rain
pudding
or
pod.
shine.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.